My mom just texted me, hold on. Hello, mother. Hold on. We filming. Anyways. Welcome back to a new episode of Can't Think Straight, where no one is dressed for the same occasion. It's been a hectic first half of the semester, so we hope the mindfulness segment from last episode helped relieve some of that stress.
And I'm looking over at you and you're giving.
But we have a lot planned for this episode. Crash Course Can't Think Straight is welcoming Kennedy Madron to the stage. Kennedy and Kylie will be discussing gay slang.
Slay and yas.
And interviewing App State students about their favorite phrases that have been coined from the queer community.
I'm Kennedy Madron, and welcome back to Crash Course Can't Think Straight. And you might be asking yourself, who the heck is this? And why does she look like Kylie? But she doesn't look like Kylie. Did the new Kylie lore just drop? Does Kylie have a sister? Where the heck is Kylie? Relax. I'll be filling in for today at the desk, but you'll see Kylie a little later with a different segment incorporated in today's Crash Course. So stay tuned. But today we're going to be discussing gay slang. Historically, gay culture has not been mainstream. But today, despite the fact that there are still many large strides to be made with regards to LGBT rights, gay culture is becoming increasingly mainstream and seems to be popping up everywhere. For instance, many of our conversations have been influenced by gay slang, which is reflective of our progress as society. Seeing a cultural shift where gay culture is becoming accepted in our everyday language is a huge milestone that we can't overlook. And who is one of the many individuals we should be thanking for this feat? RuPaul. One important aspect that has allowed gay culture to become more mainstream is drag culture, without a doubt. Drag has become increasingly popular. One show in particular has achieved quite the diverse audience, and that show being RuPaul's Drag Race. This show is hosted by RuPaul, who is quite literally the queen of drag. And he has created a show that allows drag to be showcased and appreciated by all those willing to watch. Interestingly enough, the show is popular among every single gender identity and sexuality, which is amazing because it shows that society is growing more accepting of people who express themselves differently and are actually wanting to adopt some of these aspects from the show into their own life, which is why we're seeing more and more gay slang, quote unquote, entering the chat. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to examine some examples of gay slang and explore where a couple of expressions came from and how to use them in context. First up, slay. I slay, you slay, we all slay. But what does slay mean and where did it come from? Slay emerged from the African American LGBT culture in the 1970s and 80s, and it was popularly used during this time because ballroom culture was on the rise. And for those that don't know what ballroom culture was, it was basically where drag queens and the trans community would gather, perform, dance, sing, and model within different categories. It was a secret safe space for drag queens and the trans community and anybody else who wasn't accepted by society at that time to find refuge and express oneself without judgment. These categorical competitions were competitive, but they were meant to establish an appreciation and love for something that was sadly not ready to be loved by the rest of the world. During those shows, hosts would say different compliments in order to describe the wonderful scene at hand, and so the word slay was born. It is a term of admiration and praise for someone whose performance in the ballroom was amazing. Now the slay epidemic has taken over 2023, and Gen Z just can't stop using it. And why should they? It's just so slay. So how do you use the word slay? It has evolved over the years, yes, but it's usually used when one is excited about something or somebody is complimenting someone else. For example, those boots are so slay. I wish I had those boots. That's it. Now, Crash Course is going to take to the streets and quiz some people on their gay slang knowledge. Take to the streets!
Hi, I'm Kylie Carter, and today I'm going to be asking people if they can use the word slay in a sentence.
Just completely slayed with a capital S.
Oh my god, that outfit is so slay. Can you use the word slay in a sentence?
Honestly, Kappa Sigma, we've been out here working our balls off, and we've been slaying today.
She is so slaying the Boots house down right now.
Voting is slay.
Can you use the word slay in a sentence?
So, Kappa Sigma, we've been out here, we've been taking pies, and we've been slaying the day in every single way.
Taylor Swift's version of 1989 coming out October 27th is going to slay.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe how well you did on that exam. You slayed. Slay the day away.
Needless to say, gay slang has become mainstream and is very popular among everyone, regardless of their gender identity or sexuality. In conclusion, slay. That's all for today. Catch you next time on Crash Course with the K's.
Thank you to everyone who was interviewed by the Can't Think Straight crew. Hopefully we can do more Man on the Street segments in the future. Make sure to check out some of App TV's other shows as well. We have about 10 different shows in circulation at the moment, and there is something for everyone here at App TV. But back to the regularly scheduled program. It has been a busy couple of weeks for queer news, so let's just jump right in. The Pope openly suggested that the Catholic Church should bless same-sex couples. This opinion, of course, is very controversial within the church, but hey, small victories, you know? Troye Sivan recently starred in the train wreck of a show titled The Idol. His performance wasn't very memorable, but I don't think it was due to his ability to act, rather his co-star's inability to do so. Abel Tesfaye, specifically, was so terrible that his bad acting stole the show. Watching The Idol was like watching a car crash. I didn't want to look, but I also couldn't pull my eyes away. This doesn't relate directly to the queer community. But today, October 4th, the US government sent out a National Emergency Alert System test. This is the second time in United States history that one of these EAS messages have been sent out. Do you think this is just routine testing, or is there a reason behind setting out the alert right now? I don't know. Texas's drag ban was ruled unconstitutional, and the case was thrown out by a federal judge. After all the anti-drag bills that have been proposed, this is a huge victory in the queer community. Gay Times reports that new HIV diagnoses in heterosexuals have overtaken those in queer men for the first time since 2007 in Scotland. Troye Sivan was called out recently for not sharing enough body diversity in his newest hit singles music video, Rush. The video displayed very thin and fit individuals with unrealistic body types. Sivan was very open to receiving this critique and announced that he plans to keep this in mind moving forward and thanked his fans for bringing it to his attention. Now that's the correct way to handle this kind of situation. In Boone/App State news, the fire alarm went off in our very own Beasley Media Complex recently. Everyone in the building was forced to evacuate, considering the threat of a fire is very realistic in most media buildings.
My name is Luke Simpson with App TV. We are live at Beasley. It is burning down.
Luckily, none of the equipment overheated to cause a fire. Rather, it was just a student deciding to hotbox one of the editing labs with flavored air. Good news for all the single queer folks out there. There's a new dating app specifically for those in the LGBTQ+ community. The name of the app is Binder, which I think is pretty clever. The app should be downloadable for Apple devices and Androids. And I believe that concludes our headlines portion of the episode. When we come back, we'll be wrapping up the episode with a welcome to my crib style interview with App State's LGBTQ+ Center. As I said before the break, I went out and interviewed some folks over at the LGBTQ+ Center in the Student Union. It was really great talking to everyone over at the center. Everyone was happy and kind and welcoming, and the atmosphere was very relaxed. Not a single overhead light in sight. All accent lights. Real nice. The folks I interviewed gave a lot of great information about how to get involved with the center and what they have to offer to the queer individuals here at App State. Check it out. Here with
Nathan. So I am an office assistant for the LGBT Center, which essentially just means that I do all sorts of stuff. I manage the volunteer schedule, so whoever's sitting at the desk knows when they have to come sit at the desk. I'm in charge of helping restock supplies, and then I also help with planning events. So we are here to provide resources. That's like primarily our purpose as a resource center. So if you come in, we have lots of pamphlets that have lots of different information. We have menstrual products, condoms, snacks, all that good stuff. But then we're also a space for people to come sit, do their homework, hang out, meet other queer people on campus. I think my favorite thing about the center is definitely planning events. We do a lot of smaller events, and then we also have large scale events like we are prom lab to graduation. And those are just things that people really look forward to throughout the year. So it's like a real joy to get to work with people and plan those events. So we have Coming Out Day, which is October 11th. We will be showing the movie Moonlight in Appalachian Theater on King Street. And then there will also be stuff going on in the student union, outside the student union all day to celebrate gay people coming out.
For more information about upcoming events, type in Engage App State into your Google search bar and click the first link. Then type in Henderson Center or LGBTQ Center into the search bar on the Engage page. Once you've found the center, you can go ahead and scroll down to find news and upcoming events. Hi, I'm here with
Noelle.
So, how did you find the Henderson Center?
I found it in my freshman year. I didn't come a lot, but now I'm coming a lot more because some of my friends come here, and that's how I got involved too. Nathan, the office assistant, is one of my closest friends here, and I was like, why not? This is a nice space for me as a queer person to come hang out. I love the cozy vibe, like all the string lights and just the quiet music that's sometimes playing. It's very cozy and welcoming while not being like overwhelming. My advice is put yourself out there. Don't put yourself too out there, but this is a safe space for you to be yourself, this being the center. That's my best advice, is just come to the center and even just hang out. You don't even have to talk. You just come and enjoy the vibe.
I'm a volunteer. This is my first year volunteering with the center. Primarily right now it's mostly doing desk shifts, but then we're moving more into like committee work soon, I think.
Awesome. How'd you get involved?
With the center itself, I just like saw the application floating around and decided to fill it out because I had visited it a couple times last year and just wanted to get more involved and help other people out if possible.
Cool. And what's your favorite part about the center?
Definitely the overall atmosphere. Everyone is super welcoming and supportive, and they're all just here to uplift each other and build a community, and I think that's really important to have here.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you again to Nathan and the Henderson Center for letting me come by and interview them. If you're ever looking for a safe space to study or just hang out as a queer person attending App State, I highly recommend stopping by the Henderson Center. And that concludes this episode of Can't Think Straight. Make sure to follow our Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for some behind-the-scenes content. Until next time.